What's up guys, welcome to Supercars of London, welcome to Switzerland and more specifically St. Moritz. We had a very interesting transfer where the road up to St. Moritz was shut and we had to endure an extra 2 hours on a train rather than the usual airport transfer from Zurich. And I am here for this, the launch of the Alfa Romeo Stelvio, the company's first SUV, and I couldn't think of a more perfect environment to test this car. We've got quite a lot of snow and we've also got some awesome driving roads as we're very close to the Stelvio National Park and the infamous Stelvio Pass. However, we can't get too excited because that road is shut, but that does not mean we can have some fun today. There are a bunch of familiar faces on the drive with the Stelvio. We each get our own car. There is TGE TV, he's here, Emma Walsh, Marco from Marchettino, World Supercars Thomas, Alex from Alex Smolik, and a whole bunch of other guys. So it should be quite interesting. I have no idea if we're going to convoy the entire way, but I've got some pretty awesome driving roads saved on my Google Maps, and I hope I don't get stuck in any snow. We didn't quite make it to the press conference because the Alfa Romeos turned up, and there's another one here. I'm not being biased or anything, but these are some of the most beautiful SUVs that I have seen. Look at it, look at it. Welcome to the interior of my Alfa Romeo Stelvio for the day. I've got the petrol 280 brake horsepower version, and the most important statistic that I feel is necessary for this car, being an SUV, sports utility vehicle, 0 to 60 in 5.7 seconds, which isn't a slouch. And you might be able to see here, let me try and get him into camera. Tom, yeah. Come and say hello to the one, you're gonna have to poke your head in around here. Oh God. Hello. We are rolling out in 3 completely different coloured Alfa Romeo Stelvios. Hopefully Alfa Romeo did that on purpose. I'm driving a grey car, Tom is in a white car, and Emma is in a red car. I've been told by Alfa Romeo that the traction on this car is absolutely phenomenal, and the one element of technology in this car that is really intriguing, the last time I experienced it, not quite to the same standard, was in the Rose Gold Nissan GTR. This has got a 2-wheel drive to all-wheel drive system and capability. So when you want the sportiness of the direct pointed steering, you can switch it to rear-wheel drive. But when you're in conditions like this and you need traction and all-round safety, then the all-wheel drive system is what you are needed. Whoa! There we go, there's the first bit of traction there. I went a bit sideways around the corner, I could just feel the car slide. This is the coolest way to spend a Sunday morning. We've got about 3 foot of snow, but on the roads it is just a mixture of slush but dry snow, which is a lot better than what you get in England. My first impressions on this car are coming across pretty good. I love how silky smooth the suspension is in the normal mode. I can imagine putting it in dynamic, it firms up a little bit and I can start feeling more of the road. But to begin with, just cruising up to the mountain roads, it's ideal. And I'm not used to driving a car with such smooth suspension. And then having said that, going around corners at speed on very wet and potentially icy roads on the Sunday morning, copes with it absolutely fine. So my nav is saying for the next 10 to 15 kilometers, we have got epic twisty, turny mountain roads. And for some reason, as soon as I get on roads like this, I just channel my inner kid, my inner Forza driver, and think that I'm Lewis Hamilton, which is totally fine in a car like this, which is capable of handling these conditions. I think in January, February, March, during the winter, a car like this is the perfect car for these sorts of roads. And as soon as the summer hits and this snow begins to melt, a supercar is the perfect car for these sorts of roads. But as we're in the Alfa Romeo Stelvio, the sportiest SUV that Alfa Romeo claim within its category amongst its competitors, I think this is a pretty good car. We've got the petrol engine, 280 brake horsepower. It's more powerful than the diesel version. I can get an idea for traction, feel for the car. This is the best Sunday drive that I've ever done. I'm just feeding the steering and I feel like it's gonna go any moment. Traction is helping me slightly. Oh my God, this road, I would not come here. Oh my God, how's Tom and Emma coping? I'm loving this. And the funny thing is, I think Tom's got the Alfa Romeo product manager in his car, and I'm in front and just, they're watching me go, what is this guy doing? This is so cool. I'm driving on snow or ice, I have no idea, but it feels like I'm driving on a wet tarmac in the UK. I've never driven on a road like this before. But I have to say, I put my foot down. I can't see any road lines. I'm going by feel, tyre feel. Is that a way of navigation these days? I have no idea. And I wouldn't like to try and question it with a rally driver or anything like that, but I feel like a rally driver. I mean, I've never seen a place with so much snow.
I think we've lost Emma.
Have we?
She's like probably in a snowdrift somewhere, shouting for help.
Right now, Sunday, the 5th of March, I'm walking in the middle of an icy road, possibly one of the coolest looking roads that I've ever driven on, with some of the best scenery I've ever seen in my life. The clouds are clearing. This is going to go down as a day that I'm going to remember for quite some time. Okay, so to try and summer up the best Sunday morning that I've had in quite a long time. That is what you call being an idiot and traction saving your life. Oh, it's getting icy down here. It is getting icy down here. I'm all over the road. So the Alfa Romeo setup is the brand new SUV, the Stelvio, that sits on the same platform as the Giulia, which is why you're able to get such a sporty feel from a car that is essentially a big 4x4. Alfa Romeo don't like calling it a 4x4 because it is a sports utility vehicle. We've got Emma Walsh in front in a beautiful, very, very classic dark red Alfa Romeo. And we're driving on a road that has more snowplows than actual cars. So for the Stelvio to perform the way that it's performing, it would almost be really nice to have some of its competitors here to really compare just how this car performs compared to anything else, because I've never driven a road that is completely covered in ice and had so much fun to be able to still play with the throttle, get a bit of oversteer on a car that can be rear-wheel drive but can also be all-wheel drive. And I don't think I've ever experienced anything like it, but it is so much fun to have a day like this before the Geneva Motor Show. Is a real way to kick things off. This is so much fun. I found this mountain road on Google Maps the night before. I was like, this is where we need to go. Google Maps obviously had taken the pictures during the summer because it was fresh tarmac, the sun was shining, and there was no snow on the ground. So to come here, and basically this road probably should be closed to all cars apart from snowplows and Alfa Romeo Stelvios, because at the moment, that was a bit close to the barrier. I will be completely honest, I was excited to drive the Alfa Romeo Stelvio, wasn't quite sure how the video would pan out because I didn't know what roads we were going to be driving on, what the scenery was going to be like, or what adventures we'd go on. All I knew is that I was having a great car and I was probably going to be convoying with Emma and Tom. What has happened today is by far one of the coolest things. You just chuck the steering in, it's so direct for an SUV. I've driven Range Rovers, I've driven a BMW X5, I've driven a few SUVs. I haven't got that much experience with them, but I have to say that this, by far, feels the best handling on ice. On an icy public road. I'm getting a good feel for the car now, and it's a shame that we've got such a limited time with the car, but I would love to spend a good couple of days on roads like this, in the temperatures and the conditions that we have, to just really get a bit of play, which I'm getting. I'm definitely getting a bit of play. I'm getting a bit of oversteer. I just want to say thank you to Alfa Romeo for allowing me to explore the boundaries of this car, but in general, the boundaries of driving, because I've never experienced anything like it. I've probably mentioned it plenty of times, and I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, but yes! It's just sideways, a little bit of steer, and I'm in third gear. Probably the right gear to be in, actually. Getting a nice bit of slip before the computer. Look at that. As soon as the computer realises that I need a little bit of traction in the steering at the front, that's when the all-wheel drive kicks in. This thing is too fun. I've just gone past my stop point because I just want to carry on going up the hill. I have to say my preference is definitely driving uphill with gravity against you. When you're driving downhill, you lose a little sense of speed, but when you're driving uphill, you just feel like gravity is against you but aiding you in the handling of the car to be able to just do that little bit more, get that little bit more Larry, get the back end out. And I'm no pro, but driving mountain roads, I've done the R8, I've done it in the Lamborghini LP560, I've also done it in the AMG, and every single time I say I prefer driving uphill because it's just more fun. It's as simple as that. You can plant your foot down and get a slide on at 60 kilometers an hour on ice on a single lane road. What? Sadly, all good things must come to an end, which means we are now headed back to the hotel. The clouds are clearing, which is a promising sign for a lovely afternoon, which is a shame because we have to transfer back to Zurich Airport, where I will be catching a connecting internal flight to Geneva and then hopefully a taxi to my hotel for the Geneva Motor Show, which I'll be staying in for 3 nights. Let's go onwards on the road to Geneva. I have finally made it to Geneva. It's pretty amazing that I drove 3 hours, yet around 150 kilometers from St. Moritz to Zurich, and then it was around 170 kilometers from Zurich to Geneva by plane, and it only took about 30 minutes. It's the shortest flight that I've ever been on. But what an incredible day, and the road to Geneva, well, it's ended. I am in Geneva and I'm going to be at the motor show making loads of videos. Tomorrow there is an exclusive look at the brand new McLaren that is going live on my YouTube channel just after lunchtime, and then in the evening there'll be the usual Tuesday video on the Supercars of London YouTube channel. So make sure that you subscribed if you haven't, because at Geneva Motor Show there's going to be some crazy stuff and I'm looking forward to getting to every single stand and filming as much as possible. So thank you very much, thank you for supporting, thank you for watching, and hopefully you have enjoyed this pretty incredible video. The Alfa Romeo Stelvio, what a phenomenal car. Pretty sure I've summed that up. The day's been a bit of a blur, but I will see you tomorrow for a McLaren video and a Lamborghini video from the Geneva Motor Show. Cheers guys.